house that he's essentially Sherlock Holmes, and I mean his friend is named Wilson, which Watson, but yeah, considers like a puzzle. So so throughout each like house episode, it's essentially one big Sherlock Holmes mystery, and you're trying to piece together all these clues, all these puzzle pieces, so you can figure out what the illness is alongside with House. But I'd like to describe House more like Batman. They have more in common. The main three things in common they have is they are both in constant pain. Batman went through a traumatic event which he never really recovered from. House is notorious for being a mean, crippled doctor. But why is he that way? Why is he that way? In the episode titled Three Stories, it's revealed that House's leg injury was caused by an aneurysm, which clotted, leading to an infarction. Quote unquote. That's the quote. This would then cause his leg to be necrotic, which just means dead, since there was no blood traveling to his leg due to the blood clot. Throughout the ordeal, the doctors kept insisting for him to cut his leg off, which he kept refusing because he didn't want to lose his leg. And eventually, the doctors took of his thigh muscle. However, with this procedure, it would mean that House would constantly experience chronic pain for the rest of his life, and the only way he's even able to deal with it is because he's on constant Vicodin every day. The next point is both don't want anyone to be like themselves. Dick Grayson, the original Robin, Robin 1, originally wanted to become Batman, but would later on reject the idea and become Nightwing after realizing all the darkness that is within Bruce, all the darkness that he carries around. And Bruce doesn't want Nightwing to become a sad, lonely man such as himself. And without Alfred, he would truly be alone. That's the reason why he helped Dick catch his parents' murderer. It was also because, unlike Bruce, it gave Dick closure by bringing the murderers to justice, which Bruce unfortunately never got. And Chase tells House, "You're incapable of human connection, so you want everyone to be like you." To which House responds, "If I wanted you to be like me, I would be urging you to make a stupid, stubborn decision that blows up in your face and leaves you lonely and miserable." Which is sad but true. It is sad because, like, House is pretty much alone. And in another episode, House even stated to Wilson, his best friend, "If you die, I'm alone." And then, dis- and despite their cold attitudes, they genuinely do care about people. The best example that shows how Batman truly cares is in Justice League Unlimited. In the episode, Ace becomes so powerful she can essentially alter reality. He is then tasked to kill her by Amanda Waller before she dies, as she believes that uh, all hell will break loose. He does get close to her, but it's revealed that he never intended to use the weapon on her. Instead, he talks to her into returning everything to normal. and holds her hand just moments before she passes away. House has a tendency to act rude and call his patients idiots, uh, or their parents, depending if the patient's a child. However, the reason he's so mean and calls them an idiot is because he sees himself in them and he doesn't want them to make that a stupid mistake like he did. A quote, where was it? A quote, stupid, stubborn decision that blows up in your face. And he doesn't want anyone to make a mistake like he did. He even goes out of his way to break several rules and risk his medical license, just to save a patient. This is proven in an episode where House is in a good mood. He doesn't insult the patient's parents, and he gives them an MRI he didn't need, but they requested. This very thing led House to almost killing a child. Which is unfortunately sad that he believes that if he's not in constant pain, he could kill someone. And to give context for the House episode I mentioned earlier, about the if you die, I'm alone, Wilson volunteers to give part of his liver to one of his friends because he needs like a partial liver transplant or something. He then asks House if he can be there for the surgery, to which he does say no, and he responds with what I just said. But later on, he does show up for the surgery, and Wilson is able to see his friend moments before he's fallen asleep. House also sacrificed his own career and life to spend it with Wilson because Wilson was diagnosed with cancer and he only had 5 months left to live. And so he chose to fake his own death. And if he's caught, not only will he be thrown in prison, but his medical license will be revoked. He did all of that just so he can spend the last 5 months with his best friend. And that is why I think that House is more like Batman than Sherlock Holmes. See ya.